Hello everyone, this is Bryant with SFOTsource.com, your premier guide to Six Flags Over Texas. Recently, we were out at Six Flags Fiesta, Texas, enjoying their Mardi Gras festival, but we are back here at Six Flags Over Texas. Nice chilly day, dreary, but there's no bad day to ride roller coasters, am I right? So we're here because, man, there's so much going on. We've learned new things about what's going on with Titan's paint job. We've learned about some brand new record-breaking details for the dive coaster that was announced for 2026. There's also other things going on around the park that we're going to look at. We're going to see some things that they've been doing at the front gate. They've also got some stuff going on in Gotham City, and we'll just kind of go around and see how that's progressed and how it's changed. So excited to see all of the transformations happening at this park this year and moving forward. It's an exciting time for Six Flags. So let's go check things out. And you know, right off the bat from the parking lot, you'll notice that it looks like La Vibora, the bobsled roller coaster, is pretty much gone. There's nothing standing up. There were supports last time we were here, but it looks like they have taken all of that down and cleared it away. Oh, I see like one lone support still standing back there. This cow's staring at it. Is that cow? Horse, my bad. Horse is staring at it. They do have some other pieces back here, but it's pretty much cleared out. So let's start talking a little bit about the new dive coaster news. Basically, if you're building anything over 200 feet tall, you have to let the FAA know, and that's just for flight safety and things like that. Well, Six Flags Over Texas actually filed some construction with the FAA that's set to start on March 1st, and they gave them a bunch of different heights, ranging from the 150 feet area all the way to 309 feet. And that 309 foot spot actually lands in the parking lot, kind of in this rough general area when you do the coordinates. So it's kind of looking like the first drop of that dive coaster is going to come out here and head that way towards the front gate, and then do some kind of inversion and head back this way all around the bobsled area. So it's going to be if 309 feet is the mark, that's going to be pretty big. Now, we don't know if that includes like cranes and other construction equipment. We will have to wait and see. The park has not released an actual layout or stats for the ride, other than that it's going to break a record. Easy squeezy getting into the park today, and you'll see the fountain here at the center of the Star Mall is up and running again. Very picturesque as always. And we talked about the Calico gift stand last time we were here. It's actually gone now. They've gone in and put in new concrete to match the surrounding concrete. Nice to see that little detail. They also took out the wall over here where the Looney Tunes were meeting. Now, this was not a Looney Tunes meet and greet for a long amount of time. So back when I was first coming to the park, it actually had a Spanish mural on it. But my assumption is you take that wall down, now people can actually see where lockers and the service center are. And of course, taking out Calico Gifts opens up this whole area for any kind of entertainment or traffic flow that they have going on here at the front. Because like we talked about in our last video, they did move the Pink Things booth back towards the fence line. So very wide open spaces up here, which ultimately is going to be a good thing in the long run. I've been trying to get to the good stuff this whole time, but the Mango Pop still doesn't exist. As we shift our way into the Mexico section, El Sombrero is propped up on its side, which usually means that it is undergoing some kind of maintenance. It does look like they are doing some kind of refurbishment project in there. Ride needs some TLC. It's one of the classics. So it looks like right now you can expect El Sombrero to be down for a little while they make sure they can keep it running for years to come. We have cut off into the Spain section over here by Conquistador because, oh man, the station and the queue house for La Vibora are gone, all the way gone. It was interesting to watch them tear these parts down because they seemed to be very careful, like they were going to keep some of these structures, but in the end, they're goner. And El Diablo is pretty much in the same situation it was in from our last visit. They've taken down queue structure, that kind of stuff, but the ride itself is still standing. And it's crazy just to see all of that from La Vibora gone. Gonna have to try to get a better vantage point of this area. It's kind of, the way it's kind of tucked over here in the corner, it's hard to see. Got a good old-fashioned Six Flags squirrel duel going on here. Wait, where did your friend go? They were chasing each other. Oh, might be snack time. They're brave here. They will approach you if you have food. And here in the Texas section across from Crazy Horse Saloon, you have this Johnson's Creek Hotel facade. Now, I might be going crazy, but it looks like this has actually been refurbished, the sign. Let me know in the comments below what you think. This is typically where the Polynesian Palm Haunted House is. So maybe during that they got that all cleaned up. Made our way towards Titan and Sidewinder, and they put this barricade up, so we're not going to go any further even though it's wide open. But Sidewinder, you can see, is still undergoing extensive refurbishment, and the Titan paint job continues. White supports, blue track. We'll talk a little bit more about this new paint job here in a little bit. It's time for a tent update. The tent that had the haunted house and then the letters to Santa setup is gone. And it looks like Oil Derrick has reopened after being a giant Christmas tree star. We got to go up there and take a look around. This is going to give us a really good view of stuff. So we've talked a little bit about with the construction demolition of La Vibora. Where the heck did the train end up? Well, its cars are back here behind Texas Arena. So there's part of it, but I don't know where the engines are. The other cool thing we can see from up here is if you look over at Judge Roy's Scream, you'll notice that the second hill is undergoing quite a bit of retracking right now. All that fresh wood on there trying to make the ride smooth and run. So another ride to be mindful of when it comes to closures. And of course, big elephant in the room, there is a look at the construction. I keep saying construction, but I really mean demolition site for La Vibora. It is mostly gone. I don't know if this shows up in the video, but it looks like there's some footers left, but nothing very substantial. Of course, El Diablo is still there, and since we're up here, I kind of wanted to point out where we were at earlier at the beginning of the video. So kind of where those clusters of cars are is where we were standing when we were talking about that 309-foot drop. Now, there's a 200 and something foot marking that goes more towards this way, towards the front gate of the park, like we were saying. And then there are points all through here where La Vibora once stood on that FAA filing for the construction. So very exciting times. And it sounds like we have a design, right? Because you wouldn't be marking that. They just haven't announced it yet. Here's a look at the current progress of the paint job on Titan. They got a lot of that upwards helix done. They still they're pretty much where they were last time on the first drop, but the turnaround over there has seen a lot of love. And the park did announce that this is going to be Texas themed. So just like we thought The white is not primer because it would be crazy to do primer on a roller coaster like that. It is actually going to be the color of the supports, dark blue for the track. And since it's Texas flag themed, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I bet the trains are going to come back as red. So I'm thinking dark blue track, of course, white supports, of course, and then that red will most likely come into play on the trains. We'll have to wait and see, though. We have made our way into Boomtown, and oh my goodness, I thought I saw this from the tower all the way from the Oil Derrick. Macho Nacho got that fresh new sign. Looks great. Don't you worry, don't you worry. They even did the other side. Made our way into Gotham City, and one of the big things we noticed during our last visit is that they have marked all along the floor, which kind of looks like it's probably utility, water, other things like that, as if maybe this is going to be dug up and replaced. And, you know, pretty obvious that there are water lines. You know, it goes right over a box labeled water and then continues on its way over there. So after chatting with some of y'all, the theory is actually that they're going to redo basically the ground here in Gotham City. Now, the markings go all the way from like the Mr. Freeze Plaza area, the railroad crossing, all the way down to like Catwoman Whip, Riddler Revenge, the Joker, all the way through that newer Gotham City area. So looks like they're about to do a major upgrade. They got to know where things are, so when they're pulling up this floor, they don't damage a bunch of stuff. But hopefully it's not going to be blacktop. We can hope that it's going to be something a little bit more forgiving in the Texas heat. So looking forward to see how this transforms over the next few months, or whenever they, you know, decide to get this rolling. But it looks like it's definitely in action. One thing we haven't done in a while is eat here at the flags of the Texas. So let's stop off into Johnny Rockets, get us a hamburger, and see how things are going. It's been an interesting last year for food. All right, here's a look at the Rocket single, which ended up being $17.99. I feel like that might be cheaper than it was. Wasn't it like $19.99? So maybe the price went down a little bit, but there's really nothing looking different about this hamburger from my last visits. Maybe it tastes better than it looks. I don't know. Pretty small patty. It did come with all the toppings? No. Oh yeah, it did. Okay, there's the tomato hiding up top. So did come with all the toppings this time. That's always a plus. Of course, you do get the fries and some of the onion rings with it as well. All right, folks, gonna give this hamburger a try. Yeah, so nothing has really been life-changingly different from the last time we tried the hamburgers. It is fresh, I will say that. Fries are fresh. Fries are good. Onion ring? Onion ring is like super hard. So, still seems like some things are a little wonky with the food here. But maybe the price went down? I don't know. I feel like if you have a dining plan, it's a little bit of a moot point. I know you paid for it, but if you come here often, your dining plan kind of pays for itself, you know. But, you know, $18, that's... I was hoping $18, $20, it's kind of the same to me. It's really expensive for a hamburger basket, but... And while we're over here in this general vicinity, it is worth pointing out that Texas Sky Screamer, based off of the signage, has closed for its seasonal maintenance. And just like we had pointed out from when we were on top of Oil Derrick, Judge Roy's Scream also closed for its seasonal maintenance. Fear not about meeting the Looney Tunes characters, because you can come over here at the entrance of Bugs Bunny Boomtown and catch character meet and greets. They got Daffy over here. I have a thought about the train. We're gonna actually go into Bugs Bunny Boomtown and look at something. I had a thought that maybe we would see one of the engines in this little tunnel that goes under the main entrance, you know, just for coverage. I know that that would be like really bizarre, but I think the engines are completely off site or incredibly well hidden. It's just something that keeps popping up in my mind, but really interesting. These have been out since last year, but I went ahead and finally bought the updated Texas Giant 3D coaster cutout. You can get these in Six Flags Universe. $40 if you have a pass discount. It will work on this, but always one of the coolest souvenirs you can get out at the theme parks. All right, we made our full loop, and you know, things are looking pretty good out here, but I do think we are going to head out into the parking lot and get a little closer to Titan, take a closer look. Here is a bit of a closer look at that Titan repaint. You've got the dark blue track, white supports. A lot has been done right here in this area since we've been here last. And then of course you've got the track being painted over here and the turnaround over there coming along quite nicely. It's going to look very stellar when it's done. That does it for this look at Six Flags Over Texas. Like I said at the beginning of the video, it's a really exciting time to have Six Flags Over Texas as our home park because you've got a record-breaking coaster coming next year and you've got all of the TLC going on inside the park. Now, of course, if you want to know more about the huge lineup of events that they announced, you can check it out at sfotsource.com. We do have all of those details ready for you. Super pleasant visit here at the park today. And with the exception of like the food quality, which is still a little weird, everyone was super friendly and helpful. And it seemed like most of the rides were open. I do know there's a lot of one-train operations right now. You gotta expect that. It's winter, the weather is wonky, attendance is low. They have to refurbish things so that they last and so that they are safe and ready to run. And you'll see a lot of that happening around the park right now, but still plenty of ride offerings to choose from. If y'all have any questions about Six Flags Over Texas, let us know in the comments below. Like I said before, check out sfotsource.com. That is a full guide to Six Flags Over Texas. It'll help you out, give you all kinds of information about the park. We thank y'all for watching. Take care, and we'll see you at a theme park.